Alright, as you can see, awesome running boards. Good solid running boards. Not so solid. There's the culprit. Yeah, we're working on the rocker right now because that's what's staying. Surface rust. Surface rust. Rust. Just get this fender out of my way now. On the bottom, and I have to go around the corner as well. I don't have any kind of shaping tools. Yeah, as Pisser would say. Frickin' really? Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Frickin' really? Yeah. Alright, so as I'm doing these rust repairs, I'm finding out, you know, the problems for this crap. I mean, can you believe that? That's factory. That's how it's supposed to be. There's a plastic thing in the back here, but that's where that's supposed to be too. I mean, it's sitting right where it's supposed to be. So that big ass hole is right by the tire. Like, of course it's gonna throw mud and crap up in there and rot out your fenders. You would, you know, this is what gets me. You would think that where we're at, you know, in time and in history, how long it's been since we first invented the automobile, that we would figure out that big, huge holes like that will cause rust eventually, and not even that long down the road. So yeah, okay. So that's my vent about that. It's the exact same on both sides of the truck. So you can't tell me that was like rock chips and stuff. So hey, I got a big hole there now. Does anybody know how to fix it? Because I sure as hell don't. So yeah. I need someone to, any of you guys that watch this, you can just cruise on over here or whatever. If you like drinking beer or whatever, I'll buy you a beer. We'll have a cookout, you know. Surf and turf. Here's my proposal. If someone wants to come here and make this patch for me, I will do surf and turfs on the smoker grill. So that's lobster tails and steaks. So. Okay, I don't know if there's any fabricators out there or not, but I really think that I can tackle this patch on it, this fender patch. Well, first off, I had this propeller that a buddy of mine said that they were going to charge him over $100 to fix. A propeller, a prop for his boat. Okay, and see, it had this fin used to come out here a little bit more, maybe not that big, but out to here. And it was busted off. You hit a rock. So what I did was It's for an example. I didn't use Scotch-Brite obviously, but I put a piece of cardboard behind it. I took a marker actually. I just took a marker and I made a nice even line all the way around, you know, shaped a line all the way around it, and ground it off on the bench grinder and that grinder. And then I put a piece of cardboard behind it and traced it. And then I cut it out, and then I laid it on top of these ones and traced it on top of that one, traced it, and then cut these off too, to make it, you know, completely isometric, you know, every fin anyway. So I'm kind of taking that same idea or whatever with the cardboard thing, and I figured the only way to do this obviously is in two pieces. I've heard Pisser talk about, you know, he'll do the front and then he'll weld a lip underneath it if it's on a curve, or, you know, you cut it, but I don't think that would work for me. So this is what I came up with, okay? There. Okay, something like that. Okay. If I could just snap my fingers and make this metal, that would be great. So there, it's metal, and then, you know, once I have it in metal and it's got the right curves to it, you know, like that, pretend like that's a curve, then I'm thinking I just take another piece of cardboard and like set it on there and trace that curve, and then measure in an inch and draw another line, and then cut a little strip out, and then go up on the bench and weld that strip onto here on the corner somehow, like weld all the way down the corner, I guess. And then that should be my patch. Like, I'm gonna have to go in obviously way more than an inch on the inside. I was just using that as an example. I should fab a flat piece to go on here first, and then make this piece to go over top of it, make two pieces. But I'm just gonna like clean it off down to bare metal way over to here, and this piece that I put in here, I'm just gonna make it nice and big and weld it on. So that should work, right? So we'll see how that goes. Guys, I'm having a freaking blast over here. Alright, here's the thing. I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting in any way, shape, or form. But I am the perfect example of what any of you out there that are wondering if you can do this kind of work, to someone out there that ends up watching this and wondering if they can do work like this on their vehicles. Okay? If you've watched SWRNC, if you've watched Pisser's channel, if you've watched VW Darren, and then there's all the newer ones that I've been subscribing to too, you know, all the guys in the garage, okay? I've learned only from them, okay? I haven't learned from anybody else, okay? I'm the perfect example of the outcome of someone learning how to do this stuff on YouTube and actually getting off their butts and having the guts to go do it. I am like the YouTube garage prodigy. Not a prodigy. I'm like the YouTube garage apprentice. Like, I don't know what you would call it, but I'm living proof that these guys on YouTube, in the YouTube garage, are just pouring their hearts out and teaching people how to do this stuff. And here it is. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, okay? I ran inside and checked another video and got kind of an idea. I was on the right track, and I was supposed to go pick up a fender for this today, okay? I was supposed to go blow $100 on a fender and probably a good half the day replacing the fender because the inner fender is welded to the outer fender. So like all the stuff's bolted to it under the hood and stuff, so it takes a while to get off. If you guys seen my junkyard video, I took that piece of cardboard like I said and I threw it up there and I cut the piece out and I welded it in. Okay? I freaking welded it on. I've never made a patch before, except for the butt patch panel that I did on that practice store, but I didn't make that one. I just cut a square out and whatever. I had the steel laying on my desk, on my bench, so I cut it out and I welded it on. And I owe it all to mainly Pisser, and there's another guy I was watching. I don't hardly ever hear from him much on YouTube. I can flash his name up for you guys if you want, but he was doing some restoration stuff, and I seen him using a cardboard cutout to make a patch, so I kind of went with that. Okay, now on the inside I cut all the rust off right there. So all I'm gonna do is freaking lap weld it. I'm gonna grind. I have to grind this down. It's a little sticking out. It's a little too much. You can see right there. So I'm just gonna grind that down with the grinder and lay this piece of cardboard here. Unless I can find another piece of cardboard, I guess, and lay it on the inside here and kind of cut that piece out that I need for inside there. It's only supposed to be a 1-inch piece, you know, obviously to the inside, but I think I'm just going to do this all in one piece and just run this all the way over to here and have it come around here and just weld it all right in here. Yeah, I don't know how good that's going to work out, but yeah, it's not the best looking welds, but I freaking pretty much welded it solid. I got a few little holes I got to fill in. I'm going to hit it with the grinder, clean it all up good, see what I got, maybe fill in a few little spots, but it's freaking on there, you know? It's good. It's like not going anywhere, you know? It's freaking... I got good penetration on the welder. Get some shots of the welds. I mean, they still got all the crap on them yet. I didn't get them off or anything, so... I almost blew through there or whatever. There's kind of a gap there, but it's welded at least, so I'll grind it down and see if I can fill it in a little bit more. But with all that splatter and stuff, it's hard to see, you know. And I didn't grind that off just now, but it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, a couple little holes here and there, but like I said, I'll grind it off and see what it looks like, and fill in what I got to fill in, and make my other piece, and then I'm going to weld that on. Okay? That didn't sound good. It's kind of like those weight loss commercials where they say, if I can do it, you can do it. Alright, so just doing some grinding here, and wanted to give you guys a quick shot. Get a focus here. There we go. So yeah, I had a hole there that came about because the metal was a little thinner there, and a little hole over here. But like, you know, I'm not going for perfection. This isn't one of those perfection things, you know. And because it was thinner, I blew through. You know, I did that last time I did a patch on the rocker. I blew through after I grinded because the metal was thinner now. So I'm just going to keep going all the way around the bottom here, and then but for the most part, check it out, you know. It's not bad, huh? Not bad. I mean, it's on there, and it's pretty smooth around. I mean, from here down is really good. That fiberglass filler I'm going to put in there is going to take care of all of the gaps or anything like that anyway. So now I just got to figure out this inside part. But I'll probably save that for tomorrow. So yeah, there you go, guys. You can do it. If you got 2 hands and a brain and the YouTube garage, you can do this stuff. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. God bless. Alright, what's up? It's Friday afternoon. Kyle's doing his taxes. Oh yeah, taxes. Rachel and my girlfriend ended up working like on this clean out job that I was babysitting for yesterday. She ended up working till like 3:30. So I'm in the shop now at, what time is it?
7:30 almost.
So I got in here at like 7. So I sprayed some etch primer on it because I took it to McDonald's today. I just didn't want, it was kind of raining today, so I didn't want that bare metal getting anything on it. So if you can see, I sprayed the inside with undercoat. Turn your light on there. So I filled the bottom up with undercoating and stuff. So that's the inside. What I did was took a piece of cardboard and laid it up in here, you know, like this, and traced the back side and traced the front side, and came up with this piece here. I am going to double piece it like I'm supposed to, otherwise it's going to look stupid because this cover only goes right to the edge of the lip here. So I do have to patch this hole first and then put a lip on the edge. So I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to do it all retarded, so I can have something to be proud about, you know. So I'm going to set that in there like that. So that's how that goes. Okay. So if I could snap my fingers and turn cardboard into steel, that would be really sweet. I'd become a millionaire. So then I just put it on here and spray paint it around it to get a nice line, because I don't really have any markers laying around. And I'm cutting it out with my siding snips. So yet another good use of siding tools. So let me get this cut out and get it welded in, and I'll show you what it looks like from there. Oh yeah, I'm getting this stuff down, man. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting this figured out, man. And then right there, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I'm just gonna freaking, I don't know, fiberglass it. I mean, I should have just cut it all the way up to like up in here, cut that off and just ran one big strip. But then I would have had to make this weird kink in it and another curve there and stuff, and I knew I wasn't gonna be able to pull that off. So I did what I could, and that's what I got. At least I did it more of a right way than I was gonna do it. Actually right here you can kind of see where my other welds are. I didn't get a shot of that before I put this on, but there's a piece of metal that comes all the way out to this. Okay, it's right behind this one. Okay, so that back inner fender was rotted out too. So there's a piece that goes right here, all the way down to here, and then it comes all the way up to the inside of this, but it's not welded on this seam in here, it's just flapping. I took and ground them down with my little air tool deal, angle die grinder, and a little stone or whatever, and I ground them down, and then I put some Duraglass over it to help seal it all up, and I packed it down in the bottom and filled that hole where all the stuff was getting in there. And I did, you know, before I put this on, I cut this hole out nice right here, and went inside and blew everything off really good, and I sprayed etching primer under there, and then I sprayed it also with undercoating all inside there. I freaking gobbed it on all inside there, so hopefully that'll help it last as long as it could possibly last doing a patch job. So I don't know. All I know is I am getting really freaking excited about these welds. Okay, I'm probably getting a little too excited to where I'm like freaking, I'm almost shaky. It's like so freaking fun. I love it. It's freaking awesome. I mean, like Pisser says, you know, you're rolling around in the rust, you know, I'm all dirty, I'm getting my kicks dirty, but you know what? I'm having a freaking blast. This is freaking awesome work for me right now, okay? I'm one of those guys who gets tired of the same thing over and over again, and I did construction for 10 years, okay? Ever since I was 18. And I'm almost 28, or I am 28. And, you know, that's 10 years of doing the same thing, and while it's a good trade that I can fall back on and make good money with and stuff, I want to do something else. And freaking what's cool, what could be cooler than learning this trade on something that, you know, on my stuff, you know what I mean? And here's the way I look at it. I can get this down good enough to where I can make good quality repairs. I want to make good quality stuff so that I can resell the stuff and feel good about it. Feel good that whoever is out there buying it is getting something good. You know what I mean? You know, I don't want nothing on my conscience, you know, selling some junk to somebody that's going to be rotted out by the next year. So if I can get this stuff down like this, I can make my own work. You know what I mean? I'm not going to freaking be the... I got a business, you know, when it comes to numbers and it comes to marketing and it comes to planning and running a business and stuff, I've been doing it for about 7 of those 10 years on my own, okay? And it's like, I like the idea of creating my own work, okay? I've been, you know, the scavenger going after siding jobs and presenting myself to contractors to try to get them to give me their jobs, and, you know, subcontracting is what I do. I'm not a licensed contractor, so I don't do sales door to door. It's just a lot easier for me, and it made a lot of sense for me to keep it the same way and just sell myself to a contractor who's already going to door and getting the jobs and stuff. Of course, yeah, you don't make nearly as much money, but I'm not shopping around for work, you know. And I did do a lot of my own jobs of my own, which is why I can sit here and do this right now, is because of this last hailstorm that we had. I actually put a video of the hail falling in my previous videos a long time ago. It's probably the first couple videos that I put up, so that was the storm. I didn't get a good footage of all the wind and stuff, but I got some footage of the hail bouncing on our lawn. Anyways, my point is that if I can flip a vehicle, I can create my own work, okay? Think about it, people. If you guys want to get into this line of work, one of the big aspects of that is obtaining the work to do, okay? Yeah, you got guys like Pisser and Darren, and then you even got like Pete, you know, at Southwest, that, you know, has a big shop and, you know, lots of clients and lots of word of mouth and stuff. You start in your own business, you ain't gonna have any of that crap, okay? You start with bare bones. Nobody thinks you know anything. You think I can sell myself to somebody without having a reputation around here? You know, they're gonna be like, this guy in his garage is gonna fix my car. You know, I don't know about that, but it's like this, you know, I don't have to go shopping around for work. If I did get to that point where I wanted to, I'd make up some really nice business cards, which I'm going to do some videos on, some great places to get way better business cards than like Vistaprint or anything like that. But the marketing parts of it, yeah, I could drive around a parking lot and find Chevys, newer Chevys with rust all over them all day long and put cards on their windows, you know. I've had guys come up to me and overheard me talking at O'Reilly's about picking up some body stuff, you know, ask me if I was taking on work and stuff already. And I don't even know what's really going on, okay? But look at this, okay? I learned how to do this on YouTube, okay? It's not pretty. I know it's not pretty, but you know what? I just got my settings on the... I'm getting a feel for the settings on the welder. I'm really starting to get a feel for it. I was keeping the speed exactly the same, and I was upping and lowering the heat depending on if I was blowing through or not, okay? And I couldn't get it perfectly right, and now I've kind of got a feel for adjusting the wire speed as well, to where I get a little more weld material on the metal, you know, by adjusting that and not turning the heat down and hoping that it balls up more. You know, I'm like, it's almost like the wire setting is how hot it is too, because if you turn it way down, it's gonna melt a hole through if there's not enough material going in there. I'm starting to get a feel for it, and like I said, it's almost making me, it's just, I'm kind of giddy, you know what I mean? It's making me giddy. So yeah, so you've seen that. I don't really know that you need to see it anymore. I wish I'd have known that when I was blowing through down here. So I've been practicing filling in my holes when I blow through. So if you guys can help me out with that, God, it's really frustrating because I suck at it. Excuse me. So I blow through and I'm like, I put some of the pull some of the wire out like that, and then I lay it across the hole sideways, you know. Like I lay it on the hole and then I tap the trigger so that it welds that little wire across the hole,
it jumps across and kind of makes like a little, and then I'll do another one this way and make like an X across the hole, and then I'll try to fill it in really fast, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing, man. But I jacked the speed up to like 2.5, and I found that that helps a lot. That fills it in. That's like the whole point, and turn the heat way down. So I probably just got to practice. I mean, I think I have the settings figured out. I just got to freaking practice. That's the thing. I don't know that. I know a couple of you guys have been helping me out with the welding stuff, and you guys are really helping me out a lot so far. I don't know if Camcorder 1, if you see this, or Sayla, I think, or there's Darren. If you watch this, I know you subscribe and you'll probably see this. Give me some pointers on how to weld, how to fill in with the wire feed. I gotta watch some more videos on it or something. That's the only thing I suck at. That's the only thing I'm not confident about. Right now, I just gained a lot of confidence today with the welder and these making these panels and freaking making my own, fabricating my own patch panel. But so that's awesome. I just need to know how to freaking fill in holes when I blow through. It sucks because then I freaking try to like, do you like weld on the edge of the hole on the thinner piece? You know, where the thin, it's just so thin. That's it. I'm just like, do you like get like a ball rolling and then try to jump it across, or do you like build up one side and then weld to the weld and then weld to that weld and kind of like try to build off the weld and kind of build that across the hole? Or I don't know how you would explain that to me, so good luck with that one.
Alright, there they are, filled in pretty much for the most part. Get some focus going on for you. Some of them I drug them a little bit, like that one, just to see if I can get them to fill in really good, but a little ugly here and there, but we'll see what it looks like when I grind them off. That's what I gotta fill in, guys. I mean, I'll probably end up just filling it with fiberglass, but I'd like to be able to fill it with metal or weld, you know? Oh yeah, I'm not getting away with nothing back here. I'm on the driver's side, which I thought was pretty much wrapped up, but I forgot about this hole under here. Pretty much forgot about it anyway. I knew there was something to do down here, but I didn't know there was that much rust. So yeah. Freaking really? That's bad. So there's that. I'm gonna hit that with the grinder and see how much bigger I can make that hole. There's how big the hole ended up being. Okay. And that's what I'm gonna make. The whole thing. I ain't screwing around, guys. I want a challenge. Look at that. Cut all that crap out. I'm leaving that on my truck. You kidding me? I don't care if I'm selling it or not. All the rust on the back. I could have just put a patch right over top of that hole, but what did I say in the beginning? I said I'm going to do this right. So let's go fab some pieces, huh? Let's fill a hole now. I unbolted the brace from the bottom. It goes in this hole here. Alright. I got to curve around the side to make a side, and then I got to curve down to make the lip for the bottom. Okay? That's right. That's right. Okay, so I took my piece and I put this lip that's going to be sticking down. I wanted that to be a factory edge, so I kind of set this on here like this, and I marked one side, and then I marked the other side, and I drew a line with a marker across there, and then I drew this line off straight there, because that's all, this is how it was done at the factory, okay? And this lip right here was bent this way, you know, that's the inner fender, the inner fender, the lip on the inner fender. So with this sitting here like this, I just laid it down this way. Obviously I couldn't lay it down, so I put it on the ground and smashed it with the hammer. So I smashed it out flat so that I was able to go ahead and put it on there like this and trace all that. And then I traced the circle where the hole goes to and up there. So that's where I'm at, and I left myself about a ½ inch on that side for overlap, because I think I'm going to be overlapping this one. So now I'm going to trace it, but I think I'm going to go a ½ inch bigger on that side too. And I might even use my flange tool to put a flange on this. So, and remember Pisser when he did that burb was a ½ inch, and it's the same tool. So I will take and add a ½ inch to this top line here, okay? Because then I'm probably going to use my flange tool on that, because I'm going to just set it up in there nice. So yeah, I don't know if you've been seeing what I'm doing here, but I got a ½ inch on that side. I'm going to put a ½ inch on this top side. This lip down here is going to get bent up like that, because that goes under the chuck like that, and that's the bottom lip, so that gets bent up. And this had a curve to it, so I'll bend it flat first. This side I'll bend it flat 90 degrees, and then I'll probably have to make a stress cut in it, okay, because this panel is going to be curved this way. So when I go to curve it this way, I'm going to have to put a stress cut in there, okay? And then with it facing that way, I might as well just go ahead and weld it and make it right, right? Right. Here's something I am used to, okay? Got about 10 good years of this movement. Cutting siding. And doing metal work. I did do a lot of metal work. But this metal's a little thicker, so it makes it harder! I need to get some metal shaping tools so I can be like Jesse James. So I can be like Jesse James, you know, and just, you know, fab everything by hand, you know. I like to make everything, you know, I like to make stuff out of metal and just, you know, make it out of, you know, with my own two hands, you know. So when I'm riding my bike down the street, you know, and someone asks me, hey, you know, who made that gas tank, you know, I say me, you know. They're like, what do you mean, you? Like, I made it. Tools that I could use for this job would be one of those English wheels for curving it. It's going to have a little bit of a curve to it. Or a sandbag and some old school hammers. I could just pound a curve in the edge of it. What's that? Those big jigsaws on a belt that go around for cutting metal. That'd be sweet to have right about now. Yep. Or even just the shears. That'd be good too. That's one thing that you use when you do steel siding that I guess I do have one of those. It's not an electric shears though. It's one of the ones that goes in the end of your drill. And there's no way I'm doing this with that thing because it takes two hands to hold the little stupid thing that goes in the drill. So this isn't too bad. A little bit of a workout, but I'm having fun, so I don't care. So yeah, I'm gonna keep hacking away at this and make it pretty. Oh. Did I pick a scab or what? Oh, I cut myself. I should have my gloves on. Isn't it Pisser that says blood's good for ratings? There you go. Subscribe. It's kind of like doing fascia. more hardcore. I gotta somehow figure out. I wish I had 2 pieces of angle iron that I could put in this bench vise here to make that. But I don't. So I'm gonna have to just like. Working with what I got here. So I'm just slowly but surely working my way across this line, smashing it to where I need it. Am I a fabricator yet? Do I get to join the Fabricators Club soon, or how does that work? It's an application. I love working with metal. It's cool. If you screw it up, you just beat it back into submission. That's what Jesse James always says. I don't like that guy. Or do I? I think it's really freaking cool when you got a talent and you stick to it. You don't change your ways just because there's easier ways to do it or there's faster, ways of doing it. There's nothing more rewarding than making something with your hands. And then I'm gonna weld this to the truck and stand back and be like, yeah, I made that. So that's cool. I'm going to get the curve in there that I need now. That's the fun part, right? Okay, so that's pretty much defreaking the piece. Now I got to get that curve in it. It's a very mild curve, but it is a curve, and it does curve on the side here, so I don't know if I can how to pull that one off, but this is all really soft, so... So I probably need to find something. What's that curve? Something metal and curvy. No. That's That's it, right there. I'm going to use my new compressor as an anvil. Alrighty then. Stress cut. This is stressful. So it looks like it's about right there. Give or take a little bit right there. How about that? Let's try something else. How about that? Alright. So you guys can should be able to guess what I'm about to do here. Yeah, let's make it fancy. Oh yeah. So the sucky thing about doing this stuff at 2 o'clock in the morning, living in the city, is I don't want to piss people off too bad. Plus it's pretty loud when the compressor rolls and everybody inside's sleeping. So I'm not using that as an excuse to stop. I want to frickin' throw that switch and fire up the air flange tool and flange these sides of this little plate I made, but I got other pieces to fabricate, so. But I am, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm going to toot it. I welded the inside. I welded the outside. And it's got the curve to it that it needs. Once it's on the vehicle, I'll drill a hole down here. So yeah. That's pretty much ready to go. I'd like to fix the tops a little bit, but I am not complaining. You know what I mean? I mean, if you guys can remember back when you first started, you know, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good enough to get the job done. I know that much. It's a little bit sharp right there. It's a little on the sharp side. But this is going up behind right here. I'm going to have a 1/2 inch flange on this, stepping down towards the hood here. So when it goes up in the truck, it's going to, right there, it's going to have filler on it, so it'll smooth that right out. Yeah, I didn't count for that going up in there like that and this being shorter on the bottom, but it's a rookie mistake, huh? See what I'm saying? It's going to be a little bit short right there. Rookie mistake. Well, I should know better too, doing all the metal work that I've done before. But I might just throw pliers on here too and just stretch that out to where it at least meets up right here, and then hit this side with the grinder a little bit. I'll make it pretty. But hey, it fits that body line, look at that. That's freaking sweet. Boy, I just want to weld it right now, you know. I could too. Yeah, buddy. I sure could weld this, but then I wouldn't have any fun welding to do tomorrow. Look at that. Wow, that's freaking sweet. I'm gonna leave that right there. So that's taken care of. What the heck is stuck on my ass? Jeez. So Yeah. Just surface rust from there on out over here. Anyway, I never finished sanding the rocker patch I put on this side. So yeah, I still got surface rust on the fender to take care of too. So yeah, I need to clean all that up. Whew. Yeah. Rock and freaking roll, guys. So with that welded and ground down really good, I'm gonna tape this off. I should have did it beforehand, and I forgot to. Was my whole point of doing the fiberglass behind there. But I'm gonna undercoat that whole thing too over top, and actually I'll prime it first. I'm gonna hit this up with primer and freaking undercoat from as high up as I can reach all the way down, and then put the plastic back on. Alright, I am going to try, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to take it's going to take me at least an hour and a half probably, maybe just an hour or so to splice this movie together and get it up for you guys, but okay. Surface rust. I did all the surface rust. Okay, I hit the bottom of the door. I hit it all with the jelly. It's all looking good. I even got up under there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Except for back in there. I haven't wiped any of it off yet. It's still, the jelly's still in there, so. I pulled that weather strippings hanging down because I did the inside of the door here too. So the inside of the door, look at that, it's still bubbling with that white stuff. So I gotta rinse all that off. And then I did this guy. This guy is gonna get the hack and pack. So yeah, that's still wet too. I need to wash all that stuff off, but I don't really see the harm in leaving it on there. So, and I got enough. That's from the welder, so I need some welding gloves that I still haven't got. And that's blood, and then bloody knuckles. Bloody. What would it be without a little blood, right? Peace, guys. Actually, I haven't really ate much today. This is like over 20 years worth of rust right here. It's been like fermenting for 20 years. If Pisser was here, we'd do some shots. Want to come hang out, Pisser, and do some rush shots? I know he would. He'd do some rush shots. Crazy son of a bitch. Son of a bitch! Alright, guys. Don't forget to help me out with those comments and the information I was asking you about the things that I asked you about. Good night. God bless.